Hi, I'm Joe Ayub. We're going to show you an instructional video today on how to seam artificial grass. It's the most critical portion of an install. We have professional seamers here for you today to show you the art of installing. Pay close attention. It'll make a big difference in your job.
The installer is cutting out 2 full stitch rows, very carefully dragging his blade as close to the inside stitch row as possible. The razor knife that he is using is a tool that can be exchanged as your blades start to dull, and if it ever feels like it's tugging, they need to be removed and replaced with a new blade. This assures for a very clean and easy cut. As you can see, the installer has made a precise cut as close to the stitch row as he can without cutting the tufts out of that row. What this will accomplish is when he proceeds to marry the next panel to this, he will reverse the cutting to where now the secret of hiding the seam. The 2 installers have picked up both edges and are now folding the turf back over across the existing grass. This will give them the line where they want to cut. You want to cut from the back side of the turf. This will allow you to have a cleaner cut and you're not damaging any of the other fibers. We are now ready to bring the next panel to marry to our original panel. This will be a little different process than the first initial cut. The installer is trimming the backing, leaving a 3/8 piece of material, which is the exact opposite of what he did for the first panel. This will allow the stitch row to be equal distance from stitch row to stitch row. As you can see, the installer is lining up one panel to the next. Now, as you saw when he was trimming it, one side of the panel is cut up against the stitch row, where the right side panel was left with a 3/8 inch lip of backing. They're about to put 6-inch staples in. So the installer will leave maybe a 1/16 of a gap between backing to backing. And when he puts these staples in and drives them down, the pressure of the staple should move those 2 panels to butt up against each other. The installer is checking his seam to make sure that he maintains an equal distance of about a 1/16 of an inch from panel to panel. When he finds a gap that's larger than a 1/16, he'll drive a nail, pull the turf forward, and then drive it in to secure it. He'll do this the entire length of the seam, noticing that he never drives the nails completely all the way in, leaving them exposed to be able to be pulled up if necessary. The next step, you'll see the installer now putting in the 6-inch U-staples. He's installing these 2 to 3 inches, just like a zipper, right up the seam. If you strike a rock and you're unable to continue, pull it out and find another spot that'll work. Always make sure that you are maintaining a 1/16 of an inch gap. If it's bigger, you need to draw it in. The staples are left 1 inch from completion, so the installer now can come in and clean or pick the yarn or blades away from the top of the staple, allowing the staple to disappear down into the grass. The installer is now separating the grass blades on both sides of the staple, allowing him to drive the staple down to the level of the backing. This will make the staple disappear without pulling the grass blades down with it. Pulling his tools apart, fluffing up the grass, the staple will disappear. The installer is taking the power broom and very easily going over the seamed area This will help blend both sides of the turf. This is the last step in hiding your seams, and this power broom is an essential piece of a quality install.